It's time to take a TO with coaches Turner and O'Neill. Produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Krissy.
It's time to take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Your new favorite podcast features conversation from the world of high school, college, and pro sports, along with other riveting content. Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast and on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, or visit www.turnerando'neill.com. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, and more than 15 podcast platforms. We also invite you into the studio each week via YouTube. Subscribe and watch each episode on our YouTube channel at Turner O'Neill Podcast. Thanks to our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage, our partners, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, Insurance Alliance Group, LLC, and Marquise Evans with Keller Williams Capital Properties. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development, LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. And our donors, Winsight Media and Gene the Barber with Max Life Barber and Salon. Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by me, DJ Krissy. Now we welcome you to today's episode as we take a TO with coaches Steve Turner and Casey O'Neill. Here's your host, Kurtis Cross.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 13 of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. I am Kurtis Cross, your host. My man Steve Turner's at home. My man Casey O'Neill is at home. DJ Krissy is making us look and sound good right here. We are in the studio. They are at home. Four faces are on your screen, and we are happy to be back with you, all four of us together. Our premier partner for Season 3 is Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Ray is a friend of the program and the only mortgage lender we endorse right here at Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Ray Cruz is mortgage intelligently. We'd like to thank our partners, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, Marquise Evans with Keller Williams Capital Properties. If you would like to become a partner, sponsor, donor, or friend of the program, simply go in the show notes of any of our Season 3 episodes. But we do have a fifth star of this show, Coach Turner. Can you break out the back scratcher? Can you break out the back scratcher, sir? My man has his back scratcher. He ready. Just in case for the random back itch. Just in case. This guy here. This guy here. It is good to have all four of us back. Casey, you couldn't join us last week. I couldn't join the week before, but all four of us are here. Before we get into today's episode, gentlemen, how was your week? Coach O'Neill, it's been a few weeks. Talk to us.
It has been. It has. I miss you guys. And first and foremost, here on record, on camera, on the air, my love and condolences to your family, especially Paula and everything that you guys went through. It's, first time I was able to say this here on air, but it has been a couple of weeks. I've been busy with the academy. Got to see Cole a couple of weeks ago down in Tigerland and at Clemson, and was away last week a little bit, but mainly just busy building, coaching, running training programs and getting my mind to hopefully an elite mindset. I know that's never been said before on this podcast, but been real busy. Family's good. Everyone's doing well. We're getting excited for Halloween, which is coming up in a week and a half. Got to get those costumes ready for the little ones. They didn't really get to enjoy it as much last year. So we're excited about that, but all good.
You gonna break out a buckaroo costume?
I can't reveal what we're going as a couple's costume this year, and maybe I'll reveal that next week's episode or afterwards. Maybe we'll have some pictures to share. But Mrs. O'Neill and
I did a few weeks ago. I bought Coach Casey O'Neill a gift, and he has not been in the studio to get it. Is it sitting right there, or is it somewhere else?
Oh, it's up there.
All right. So when we go to commercial, you have to bring it back for the next segment. At least I can show it to him since he hasn't come by to get it. Coach Turner, how's your week been? Look, Coach Turner, in about 18 days, something's going to happen down there on I Street.
Man, busy. Just rearing up. The weekend was really cool. We had some different happenings on I Street. Football game, good counsel. Tough boys took a tough loss on Saturday. And then with us in the bicentennial year, we had a kind of like a little fair. little fair down there on Sunday, and we had the campus open, and they had some moon bounce for the kids and some cornhole and different games on the field, barbecue going in the yard, and we had the gym open and live and had a little competition in there. Beat the coach. See if some people could beat me from the free throw line and the 3-point line. So it was just fun. It was pretty cool just to see like a lot of the alumni back from different years. Some that I've never met, some that I know. Them to have their kids down there, and it was just good to see the campus like really live. In a way we haven't seen in a long time. So that was pretty awesome. And then today, the young lad on I Street and 52 other seniors, so it's 53 in the group, headed out this afternoon for their Kairos retreat. And Casey probably can talk to you even a little more of what that is, but it's the biggest retreat I feel like in our kids' 4 years. And those kids come back. I think it's a weekend where they go, or a few days, I should say. I wouldn't call it a weekend, but weekend long in terms of the length. They come back young men, and a little hair gets on the chest. They become men out of this retreat if they go to it and take all that it is in. And I'm excited for him and his classmates who are in this group to have this experience. And so it'll be really neat. There'll be some crying, there'll be some joy. I think what you find is kids find out a lot about each other that maybe they didn't even know through the 4 years they've been in school with each other. It gets deep and personal and spiritual, and I'm just excited for him to have this experience, and certainly with the group of guys that I saw who are going on it with him, because he's been with some of these kids since even first grade. So
that's out of town, I assume.
It's out of town. They're down in Southern Maryland at one of the Jesuit retreats, and it'll be an impactful next 3 days for these guys.
Excellent. Wow. I never heard about that. I'm glad they're getting an opportunity to do that. Like you say, they become young men. Like, is there like a gauntlet? Like it's like a survival thing?
Casey's experienced it.
Yeah,
Casey,
no.
Give you a little more insight because he's experienced it. So
I went on it as a student. I've led it as an adult leader several times, and it's an opportunity, where you really kind of get out of your comfort zone, and these young men have an opportunity to share with each other and learn, as Steve said, about each other, but also, in one common form, which is, the mantra of Men for Others, but to be as spiritual and as open. And I've said this before, but shine that flashlight on themselves and share that with others and make sure that they're there for each other. It's a 4-day retreat. And a lot of schools do them now. A lot of the Catholic schools in the area, not just the boys' schools, but the girls' schools as well. And they come back with just kind of a deeper perspective on not just themselves, but other people, and how to go out and what they call live the fourth day, which is, serving others for the rest of your life.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you guys shared that right here on the podcast. Sounds like it's really cool. And it sounds like it's an experience that not only Gonzaga, but other schools get to do. So thank you for sharing that. DJ Krissy, we're in the throes of a busy month. Whereas a year ago, we did not, have so much going on with the business. It's like nothing ever happened. So how was your week?
My week has been pretty daggone busy.
Okay.
Between trip and making some plans for Halloween, and which, by the way, is my favorite holiday. Yay!
Candy corn?
I'm sorry?
Candy corns?
I love candy corn.
Thank you. At least someone's on my side.
I'm sorry. It's good. So good. It's straight sugar, but it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
So my question, though, which really has nothing to do with my week per se, but so with as busy as we've been, which includes travel, why in the heck is gas so expensive now?
Gas is expensive. It took me $92 to fill up my truck the other day.
Goodness gracious almighty.
Yeah, good God of Miss Molly.
Like, that just hurts. This
Right.
is mean.
All right, what else you got over there?
Mental health, as always, every week.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't have that same ring to it, so we're just going to go with Mental Health Day.
All right. I can live with that. My week was great. Chelsea and I DJ'd a homecoming together this past weekend. Shout out to the Wheaton Knights. We did their homecoming. For those of you who don't know, obviously we're in the DJ business, but all of the homecomings that we've booked this year, and there's a lot of them, have moved from indoor models to outdoor models.
Mhm.
So we've been lucky enough that we have not been rained on yet. There have been some tents and this, that, and the other. But homecomings outdoors, there's just a different look to it. And I wonder if this is going to go away. I think there's some schools who are loving having these homecomings outdoors. Of course, the NBA is back in action with tip-off happening tonight. Looks like Giannis is taking the court right now. So it does not get much better for me than the Kia NBA tip-off week. Most importantly, though, I had the realization that my family has a great village that supported us as we tried to absorb the blow of losing Paula's father. I'd like to thank you, Steve. You walked in the door, gave me a hug that I did not know I needed last week. My good friend Brian Sweeney for his support, and friends like Andrea, Lynn, my cousin Aaron, and DJ Krissy, who a couple of weekends ago had a weekend full of events, didn't get much sleep after her Sunday gig, got up to fly to Buffalo first thing in the morning, got off the plane into a taxi, and walked into a funeral last Monday. It's really comforting to know that your friends are right there, filling whatever role you may not even know that you needed. I cannot name everyone, but thanks to you all, you know who you are. Let's take our first break, and we'll be back with this week's headline. Kurt Cross here, producer of Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. For more than 20 years, I have seen Gene the Barber for my haircuts. I am proud to say that Gene the Barber is now the owner of a new shop, his own shop, Max Life Barber and Salon. Max Life is family friendly with barbers and stylists for men, women, and children. Located at 6859 New Hampshire Avenue in Tacoma Park, Maryland, Max Life Barber and Salon is now the new home of Gene the Barber. Of course, you'll get Gene's signature service, but now Gene has several barbers to choose from. Schedule an appointment today by calling 240-687-7253 and tell Gene that the Take It to Yo team sent you.
Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill can be found on more than 15 podcast platforms. Listen to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Tune in on your preferred podcast platform. Be sure to listen, subscribe, and spread the word. Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill records weekly with episode drops each Thursday at 11 a.m.
One Headline is brought to you by
Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. With a stellar reputation as an outstanding mortgage lender, Ray Cruz serves the lending needs of real estate professionals, builders, and individual homebuyers in Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Texas, California, Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Ray believes that integrity is the cornerstone of his business, and helping you achieve your home financing goals is his business. Located in the heart of Bethesda, Maryland, contact Ray P. Cruz today to get started. Your home mortgage or refinance options await. Call 301-761-2278 or visit raypcruz.com. Ray P. Cruz, mortgages intelligently.
portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. Welcome back to Turner and O'Neill. Today's episode is brought to you by Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. I got a gift for Casey. He's not even looking at the screen. Coach O'Neill, you told us a few weeks ago that you needed one of these, and I got it, but you're not here to get it, brother. You're not here to get it. What's up with that?
By the time I'll be there, you all keep going. Just give me a minute.
You on your way?
I'm on the way.
I got you one, man.
Oh, I'm going to be
pick
tight.
it up.
I'm going to be tight. This is fantastic.
Well, you can't use it during Lent. That's the only thing. During Lent, you can't use it, right?
Yes. Around Christmas to that St. Patrick's Day. Look at you, man.
I'm hooking it up, but you got to be here to get it. I'm not putting it in the mail. I'm not bringing it to your house. Well, I wouldn't even know where he lives because I've never been invited over for a barbecue or a campfire or anything. You've been to my house.
Okay.
But okay. I'm just,
All
been to
right.
Steve's
All right.
house.
Here we go.
I've been
You
to
can't
Steve's
just
house.
give
Are you
it.
salty?
You've got to then give it, then take it with some comments.
Well, I'm giving it, but I'm giving you the business behind it.
Goodness gracious. Oh, man. Thank you so much.
No
That
problem.
is
It's
so
yours.
nice.
It's waiting for you, brother. It's waiting for you.
All right. All right.
All right. You know what?
The yogurt works good too.
We usually do a gift exchange at Christmas. Maybe I'll just hold on to it and be cheap.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't use it anyway, right?
I didn't see anything. Your screen froze, so I don't know what it was.
Let's talk about this headline. Make some space, Gino Auriemma. You guys know how happy this makes me. Dawn Staley joins you as the highest paid coach in NCAA women's college basketball. Just days ago, the University of South Carolina signed Staley to a 7-year, $22.4 million contract extension. Said Staley about her new contract, "It's always been an honor to represent the University of South Carolina, and this contract represents the university's commitment to supporting me and our women's basketball program." Staley said in a prepared statement, "Contract negotiations are challenging, but this one was especially important as I knew it would be a benchmark, an example for other universities to invest in their women's basketball programs too. Our game continues to grow, and the time is ripe to make a big step forward, but only if universities foster that growth by committing resources that are equitable to those given to their men's programs." Gentlemen, what sort of step is this for her program and women's college basketball as a whole? Coach O'Neal, talk to me.
Well, look, this is beyond overdue. This is somebody who, if you look at her record and you look at what she's done, and I think it's like 13, 14 seasons in South Carolina. She did a great job at Temple. What she's done with USA basketball, national championship, when it's always been UConn and nobody else, correct?
Right.
To have the number one recruit classes, 3 to 4 Final Fours, whatever it is, something like 15, 25 win seasons. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And so it's the perfect candidate to get a contract like this, but you know that there are other people that deserve to be paid higher than that. So I think it's amazing. I think the body of work is amazing. I think somebody who stayed at the same university and served the same place for that long, instead of maybe jumping up to the WNBA, she would be a great candidate for that as well. But it's awesome. And just kind of like reading through the bio and the things she's done might not even be enough, to be honest with you.
Hell, WNBA ain't paying like University of South Carolina now.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not. I mean, but kudos. I think it's amazing. I love that it's putting women's basketball on the map in that sense. But to all the young ladies out there that are aspiring to play at the highest level, I mean, you've got somebody right there, just as polished, just as good, and kudos to her. I love it.
Coach Turner, one thing about you is obviously you love the game of basketball, but you've invested some of your mental into the women's game, studying it. You know a lot about it. You're not just one of those coaches who coaches on the men's side. And I mean, you mentioned Mike McCarthy. I mean, that's a guy that not a lot of people know. But by the way, I'm going to publicly say it. I got an email from McCarthy with an invite of some sort for a certain young lady. I'm just going to tell you that happened actually right after the funeral. I got that email, and I'm like, okay, Mr. McCarthy, you doing some work there, ain't you? So I did get an email. I need to share it with you, Steve. Be that as it may. What do you think? You know the women's game. Talk to me.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's just the women's game. I think it's women across the board and everything. This is a big statement, and I really pray and hope that many others will follow suit for the women's game itself, and then for women, period. I mean, the difference in pay is way far off. They do the same work, and this has been long overdue. And it couldn't happen to a better person. I mean, she's been an ambassador all the way from just when she was playing, and the way she carries herself and the way that she, I think, empowers the women that she works with and coaches has been unbelievable to watch. And certainly, I think there's a lot of people deserving of it, but definitely none more deserving than her. And I hope and pray that these universities And not just the universities, just in women's sports all around. You've seen the fight that USA Women have done with USA Soccer, and we see the difference of pay in the pro women's game of basketball. They should all be getting a lot more, and I'm excited to see that someone has now stepped up. Hats off to university and for taking care of Dawn, and I hope to see more schools doing this across the board, because they definitely deserve it.
You know, when I hear you talk about the money not being equitable and wanting it to be more equitable, I don't even think it's a matter of a greed thing as much as it is just let us know that you value the women's sport as much. I mean, the money's the money, and obviously no one's going to turn down that payday, but you know, she would take less if the men's coaches were making less. Just make me feel equitable. That's, pour the resources into that. And of course, as fans, we must do our job to support it as well, because you can't pay a $5 million salary if the stands are half full or less than half full.
But that's a sport where the stands are full.
The stands are full, right?
And the stands are full in Division I in Division I women's basketball. Like it's full.
Right. So
there's some women's programs who are a little more fuller than the men's programs.
Right.
So like let's be mindful of that too.
I agree totally. You know how I feel. My passion for the women's sport. Love watching Dawn Staley coach. Love watching her on Team USA as the head coach. Loved watching her play. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get some more equity. Thanks to University of South Carolina. Hats off to Dawn Staley, and that is your one headline. O'Neill Development is a custom builder in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and the Eastern Shore. Recognized nationally as a premier builder, O'Neill Development has received awards for historic restoration and urban infill work. Committed to best practices in green building, O'Neill Development also provides support in budgeting, architect selection, and design development during the critical stages of planning. O'Neill Development, building, remodeling, and development since 1975. Find us at www.o'neilldev.com or call 301-840-9310.
Connect with us socially on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, on YouTube, just search Turner and O'Neill, then subscribe. And of course, you can visit our website at www.turnerando'neill.com.
Winsight Media delivers connections and intelligence to four of the fastest growing verticals: convenience retailing, grocery businesses, restaurants, and non-commercial food service through broad and cutting-edge platforms. No company is better positioned to meet the food industry's needs than Winsight. Connect with us at www.winsightmedia.com.
The Starting Five is brought to you by...
From Washington, D.C. to Ocean City, Woodbridge to Columbia, Richmond to Virginia Beach, the hottest DJs are right here. The Mid-Atlantic Professional DJ Association.
Dynamic DJ Entertainment, the most experienced professional DJ service in the DMV. For 35 years, our DJ talent has been the energy behind more than 14,000 events. If you're planning your wedding, school dance, corporate event, Sweet 16, or any event, our talented team has the right mix of music and MC skills to bring the energy and turn any event into an epic event. In 35 years, our DJs have performed in front of more than 2 million guests in 26 states. Our services include dynamic DJ talent, karaoke, giant games, atmospheric effects, movie nights, and more. Contact us today and let's make your next event an epic event. Dynamic DJ Entertainment. Visit thepartybeginsnow.com or call 301-942-4500 to get the party started.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. The Starting Five. Welcome back to Take It to You with Turner and O'Neill. The starting five is brought to you by Dynamic DJ Entertainment. I am your host, Kurtis Cross, and I'm with Coach Steve Turner and Casey O'Neill. Our engineer for this and every episode is DJ Krissy. We are up to our weekly starting five. 5 questions I'll ask of each coach, and they have 30 seconds each to answer these questions. They can defer only once per every 5 questions. I don't know why I'm tripping over that. And if they go over their 30 seconds, Krissy, what will happen? Casey, you're like 2 or 3 weeks removed from. Well, I think when they're in the studio, they want the ding. When they're at home, I think they want the wah wah. Look, everyone's had some time off. Give her a break, all right? Chimo Christmas.
I thought it was coming. I just thought it was coming. So.
Now, Steve wasn't ready. Steve has the facial expressions to go with it. Steve, we're going to do it in 3, 2, 1. That's the best part of doing that. All right, Coach Casey, I'm going to start with you because you weren't here last week for starting five. You are going bald. Comb over or shave your head? Krissy wrote that one.
Hey, that's an easy one, man. I'm getting a new gift coming up for Christmas. I'm shaving the head.
You're going to get that the next time I see you, brother. You will get it. We ain't waiting on Christmas.
There's no question. Even if I wasn't getting the gift, comb over, no chance.
Not working for you?
Nope.
All right, Coach Turner.
That's not even a question. I mean, you know I'm going bald, but I'm just fucking imagining Casey with the fucking comb over.
I mean, you're going to make us hit the dump button. He's dropping the F-bomb out here. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
All right, coming back to Coach Turner.
If you walked in the house with a comb over.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't have. This would be
gone.
Yeah.
Coach Turner, who's most deserving of a championship currently who does not have one?
In any sport?
Any sport, active player.
Who is deserving of one?
A ring, a title, a trophy, something who does not have one.
I mean, there's plenty out there.
Right.
I mean, I guess the one that stands out the most to me is the most recent one that we thought was going to get and didn't get it, and that's Chris Paul.
I'd agree. Yep. Coach O'Neill.
A couple names come to mind. I think of Charles Barkley. I think
current players. Current players.
Current ones. Current
in any sport.
Players. Wow. Gosh, I was listening to that all wrong. I would say, oh man. Well, I love what my man's doing in Tennessee right now. That running back, he is the real deal. Now he's still got a few more.
Are you serious right now? The wound is still fresh from last night. The wound is still fresh from last night.
Oh, my bad. Well, okay.
Look at the head. Look at the bottom of the screen.
I mean, when you're playing like that, about to break records, you deserve to get
Krissy's got the ticker going. Krissy's got the ticker going. Oh boy. Whoa, Milwaukee's giving Brooklyn the business right now. 25-12 in the first quarter. All right. Krissy, are you serious with the ticker right now? Is she serious with the ticker? Okay.
You know who another one is?
Who's that?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but my man with the Braves. I like Freddie Freeman. He's a good dude.
Okay, all right. You think he deserves a title. Coming back to you. Take away Doritos, Cheetos, or popcorn. Which one are you going to live without?
I'm going to live without the ticker at the bottom, the bar going by.
It's gone. It's gone. Okay. Just like that. It's gone.
Say that again.
He wasn't paying attention. Remove Doritos, Cheetos, or popcorn.
Cheetos. See ya.
All right. Coach Turner.
Doritos.
What? Oh, whoa. Steve,
Man, I'm a Cheetos guy from day one, and I love me some buttered popcorn.
Whoa, Steve.
That looks like a new ticker to go across the bottom there.
I mean, I thought it was all family and all love here until he eliminated Doritos.
Steve likes comb overs.
I like Cheetos better than Doritos.
Okay, maybe it's gonna be the Turner and Cheetos show. Good Lord, Steve.
Hey,
don't hate on Doritos.
Hey, I'm down for the NLI.
Chester Cheeto.
All
right. Or NIL, whatever it is, name, image, likeness. They can start giving me some money too.
Steve, Krissy, you are in rare form right now.
I don't hate Doritos. They're third.
They don't live in your world. They don't live in your world.
They live in my world, but
Kurtis, fist bump for
Steve.
the Cool Ranch. Yes.
See, I hate Cool. See, that's my thing. I don't like Cool Ranch.
You know what? I like Cool Ranch. I'm gonna have one.
That's the only one I don't.
Right
That's
here.
the only one I won't eat.
Krissy, you want a Cool Ranch, Krissy?
Sure, I'll take a Cool Ranch.
I don't like Cool Ranch.
It's so good.
Right?
I like the spicy
I got
nacho.
two.
I like the regular nacho.
Oh, spicy nacho's good.
But I'm not a Cool Ranch guy. It's got a funky little taste and smell.
Krissy, or the kids call them the blue Doritos. That's what we call them.
The
The
blue.
kids they have never said Cool Ranch. All right. Casey coming. I don't know who's where. Casey, what do you hoard?
What do I hoard?
Mhm.
Oh man, I
Besides
hoard
all the good looks.
Oh, isn't that nice of you?
And the Cheetos.
Hats. My wife would say hats. I got so many hats. It's unbelievable.
Coach Turner, what do you hoard besides wins in the WCAC?
Oh,
I'm gonna hoard those forever.
Do we have a good one coming up this week? St. John's in DeMatha, huh? Football on the gridiron.
Good one in the league. Start seeing this playoff separation start happening. But I'll definitely. I'm a shoe hoarder. I love shoes, man.
All right. Are we doing any early predictions on DeMatha St. John's this weekend?
St. John's is the team to beat right now in our league.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool.
But
All right,
I'll say the freshman quarterback for DeMatha, he's pretty good. He's coming on.
Okay, so we got to look forward to him for the next few years. All right, rapid fire. Steve, Hawaii. Oh, it's all about travel. Hawaii or the Caribbean?
I'm gonna go Hawaii.
All right, best vacation food you've ever had?
Like where was I?
Yeah.
Miami.
RV across the country or do it by train?
Train.
All right, a place you'd be okay not going to again.
Oh man.
If I never go back to Jacksonville, I'd be okay.
I might get 30 seconds. I'm gonna use my.
You're wah.
I'm gonna get my 29 second, 25 right now.
You don't hate the place, but you'd be okay not going there again.
Dallas.
Nah, Dallas is cool. They got some.
Nah.
It got some good. They got some good little restaurants.
Uh-oh.
Man, I might get killed for this one though, but Jersey.
I would not disagree.
Jersey.
A U.S. destination you would like to get to.
The U.S.
Yeah, that you haven't been to.
I've been there, but I haven't had a chance to enjoy it because I've only been there for working.
Okay.
Colorado.
Colorado Springs, huh?
Not necessarily Springs, but Colorado. I think there's a lot to do there, and I hear so many really good things about the different climates and different abilities to have summer action versus winter action. And so many people have talked really good about it. It's a place that I'd like to go to vacation.
Casey, for you, it's about travel too. A place you'd like to fish where you have not done so before.
Montana.
No.
Choose a location where Cole could go to school and you'd be thrilled because of the city it's in.
The city. Oh man. I would say
No.
yeah, New Orleans is a fun one, and so is Chicago. Chicago is a good city. I'm gonna go with Steve out there in Denver, man. That'd be fun.
All right. East Coast or West Coast coastline drive?
Oh, West Coast.
All right. A place you'd be okay not going to again.
Well, I said Dallas because we took a team trip there years ago, and there just wasn't that much to do. But I'm with Steve. I mean, Jersey. I mean, I could go a little like Pittsburgh or something like that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, there you go. I'm going to go with Dallas. Stick with Dallas.
All right. Alaska or Hawaii?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. I think I got to do Alaska, man. I just got to go see it. I want
you to. I want you to. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting five. Wrong button. Krissy, Krissy,
Well,
really?
I was ready with the
Well, hold on. I'm dinging you. Ladies,
outtake.
all right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting five. The starting five. A-Squared Home and Office Solutions is the go-to source for home or office network and audio-visual solutions. We can help with smart home integration, wireless networking, media rooms, security systems, and more. We will link technology to your lifestyle seamlessly. Read our reviews online. Visit homeandofficesolutions.com for more info or call 240-356-8832. A-Squared Home and Office Solutions. We are Home Advisor, screened, and approved.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our friends of the program: Thomas Alford, Melissa Alshab, Margie Billings, Adam Cross, Chelsea Cross, Paula Cross, Lynn Johnson, Erica O'Neill, Sean Parker, Kathleen Talbot, Andrea Tarones, Timothy Whittier. If you'd like to become a friend of the program, go to www.turnerando'neill.com and click Become a Friend. Collins Funeral Home has served families of Greater Washington with compassion and kindness since 1939. Our friends John and Terry McHugh carry on this family tradition into the third generation. The McHugh brothers, along with their experienced funeral directors and caring staff, are ready to assist you at any time. Whether you have experienced a loss, need to make plans in advance, or simply have a question, please contact them to discuss how they can assist at your time of need. Visit collinsfuneralhome.com or call 301-593-9500.
This segment of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by World Class Training, locations in Rockville, Maryland and Alexandria, Virginia. Performance training and physical therapy. That's what you'll find at Healthy Baller. Hi, this is Kurt Cross, producer of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Paula and I have our 13 and 11-year-old children training with the wonderful crew at Healthy Baller Rockville. Healthy Baller has created a customized training experience for our kids, and we are super pleased with the results. Their excellent training and dedication to each athlete is apparent from your first consultation through the ongoing training sessions. Paula and I can personally attest to the results. Become your own success story. They offer group and team training, individual workouts, or semi-private training in Rockville and Alexandria. Call 844-622-5537 or visit healthyballer.com.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill.
Welcome back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. This segment is brought to you by Healthy Baller. All of us here are familiar with Healthy Baller. We thank them for being a partner. Now let's get into this part one of our weekly sports talk. The NFL. Buffalo let one go last night, and now we've got some teams who rise above as the cream of the crop as we are 1/3 through the season. Let's talk, fellas. I want your take on the Baltimore Ravens. Talk to me.
In my opinion, the Ravens, I mean, they're having one of those seasons, man, where you think they're going to go down and they pull some Houdini, something out of a hat and just go absolutely insane. Watching Lamar do what – I mean, speaking of going back to somebody to win a championship, you look at somebody like him, and that guy I think will eventually deserve to win a championship. I mean, they are unbelievable. So that's my feeling on them, even though I'm not a big Ravens fan.
Coach Turner.
The Magic Man.
That's what we're going to call him?
He's got the magic in him.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He's fun to watch. I mean, he's kept me up late a couple weekends in a row watching him just make play after play after play. And as I said, I keep having the utmost respect for how he handles his interviews. And they're dangerous. Like we said, they got the monkey off their back, and I don't think anybody scares them. And now they believe they can beat anybody.
Does Aaron Rodgers? Oh, sorry.
And with him playing the way he's playing, they can, and that makes them even more dangerous because they're rolling with him and playing for him as well.
Does Aaron Rodgers own the Bears? He said that, didn't he? Did you catch that soundbite, Casey?
I caught it. I mean, look, he's a confident dude, and that's an old school rivalry right there. But you got to be careful what you say sometimes. But Aaron, I love that dude, man. He's hard.
You've always been high on him, yeah. Krissy, if you didn't catch it, he scored a touchdown the other day, and they were in Chicago. Green Bay was playing Chicago, and the camera caught him saying, "I effing own you. I still own you. I've always owned you." And he says that to the fans.
I mean, how many times? Look, that's happened a million times in an NFL game, right? Where the guys aren't mic'd up. I mean, you can kind of tell what they're saying and going on. In the heat of it, like guy that I'm coaching, I want somebody with that kind of fire. But too bad it got caught on the mic.
The Packers are looking good, and I think they're quietly 5-1 because you don't see him much. But he held out. He didn't want to play. He wanted to maybe be traded, but he's where he belongs. They made some concessions for him, and maybe this is why he wanted them to make those concessions, because they're tied for the number 1 record in the NFC.
And everything he went through in the offseason, all the ish. But I remember a certain somebody on this podcast saying when they got their tails taken to them in week 1, said Packers are going to be just fine.
Was that you who said that? Was that you?
And Steve said it too.
I did say that.
Yeah.
All right. All I asked was, I said, is there reason to worry? That's what I said. My job is to host a podcast and put thought-provoking information in front of the people, Casey O'Neill, Buckaroo. So I just asked the question. That's it.
I'm telling you, we got it right.
You got it right. You won't even let me give you credit. You patting your own back. Talk to me about these Bucks, these Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Terrific.
Forget Tom Terrific. I didn't get to say anything about Mr. Rodgers first.
Oh, please.
I personally believe he is going to have that season and then tell them to kiss his you-know-what.
And bounce?
And bounce. And rightfully
you think bounce to a new team or just retire?
Bounce to a new team. He's not done playing. He's still got plenty in the tank.
So he's going to hoist a Lombardi and then bounce?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That's my prediction.
All right. Talk to me about Tom, who has hoisted a trophy or 6 and bounced.
He's Tom's terrific. He's just doing his thing.
Right.
I just would love to find his fountain of youth, because the Joker, I don't know how he's still doing it, but he does. And again, like when you have guys like him, and I mean, we talk about 3 quarterbacks here in a row. When you have guys who are confident in that position and can make plays to help you win games, it makes your team better, even at times when you're not that good.
Okay.
And I think in those 3, their teams are going to ride the wave of how they play and how they continue to make them better around. And you'll see other guys rising to the occasion that maybe you didn't expect from those teams. Because I don't think all 3 of those teams are complete teams either. Okay. Like, I think there's some deficiencies, but with those 3 guys putting the numbers that they can put up at any time, it gives them a chance to win every single week.
But in each division, I mean, there are viable opportunities in programs, and organizations that can come in there. Green Bay, Dallas. I mean, what Arizona is doing right now, I was not expecting that. I would think the Niners, and the Rams as well. I mean, it can all come in there and do some damage. But what Tom's doing without Gronk right now, who's kind of his safety valve, I mean, he's just that elite, and his preparation and what he does. We'll see. NFL is on firing on all cylinders.
Like all except for the kickers.
That is correct.
Last week there were 35.
There's one up 95. That kicker is pretty dang good.
The Cardinals are quietly doing it, aren't they? I guess we just don't get much coverage on them, but they're 6-0, and they're not being talked about as the best team in the league.
That is crazy.
No one believe in them?
I do.
I believe in their receivers.
Yeah, you do. Now we unfortunately have to mention those dirty, nasty Cowboys down there, and they're 5-1.
I decline to talk on them.
Okay, you abstain?
Hey, I'll talk about him. I like Dak. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's a good person. I'm happy he came back from a horrific injury and is having the success that he's having. I just can't stand seeing Jerry World jumping and doing all the things that he's doing. So I would root for anybody else. Heck, I might even root for the Eagles to do more than the Cowboys.
Nah, I mean, I'm Casey. I'm with you on that. I do say I love Dak. I think he's He's first class. So I'm happy for him, but I just can't stand it.
I know. Look, they get Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call, and like Troy's just like losing his marbles. And then you got to listen to the CBS side. You got Jim Nantz, and then you got what's his name, Romo. And it's just making them so happy. Anytime somebody else's team is playing them and those guys are calling the game, that makes you sick. Makes you sick to your stomach.
What makes me sick is that we've got, what's his name? Who used to coach in Orlando? Stan Van Gundy is back broadcasting because he got fired from his job in the NBA, and I can't stand listening to that man. Let's go to college football. LSU is parting ways at the end of the season with Ed Orgeron. What do you think about this?
I don't like when they do it like this.
Yeah, like they tell you 5 weeks before the season's over. Well, you can go ahead and coach, but you're out.
If they want to do it behind closed doors, fine, but don't put it all out there in the midst of the season. I mean, they're not done. I mean, they can still make a run.
Right. They beat my Florida Gators last week. I know that.
And then on the week where you actually had them in a must-win situation, and they did it.
Right.
Like, it's a very good team. I don't know. Little as a institution, to me, a little low budget.
I remember a story.
Or I'm sorry, Case. Or if you're going to do it, then just get rid of them. Name someone in the interim and get rid of them today. But don't have the guy trying to coach the team the rest of the year. That now, when stuff goes wrong, it's just going to be dysfunctional. And
players players and recruits are thinking, well, you're not going to be our guy anyway, right?
Well, I think you hurt yourself as an institution because you're recruiting kids now. I mean, I turn around every day right now, and I see college coaches walking into the building to see our coach to talk about players. Well, how are you going to have who you having now sell LSU to players when this whole staff could be gone?
There you go, Coach Casey.
Yeah, so I remember a story a few years ago when Coach O was recruiting a young man who's having a heck of a season right now at Oklahoma. Heck of a game and a half coming in. But he came in there and I met him in the office, the AD's office, and just an incredible man to listen to and talk to for about 20 minutes we spent with him. And
you can decipher his voice.
Coach. He had me ready to run through the window, the wall, the door, whatever, because he was talking about all his.
Till sweat drips down and falls.
I was ready to go to bat for this man right here.
To the wall. Okay.
Easy. Don't repeat the next line of that song. But my point is listening to him talk about all that he's learned from whether he was at Southern Cal or whether he was at Tennessee or whether he was at Ole Miss or wherever he was in his career and the mistakes he made and the type of man and the coach that he wanted to be. And I see this and they have this perfect season. And look, you can read about an hour ago what Joe Burrow said. He's like, what are we doing? Like what's happening right now? So I agree with Steve, Kurtis. I agree with you that them cutting it's stupid right now. They don't have their Nick Saban. They used to have Nick Saban. It's never going to be like that.
I like the Mad Hatter when he was there.
But Coach O admitted the mistakes he'd made along the way, right? He owned them, and just any guys that played for him will tell you like they believed in the guy. So
he's not even. Is he even 60 yet? I mean, he's still got time to coach.
And he came in on his own. Other programs that were around have a entourage that comes in. That guy pulled in his own rental car, just won the national championship like 5 days prior, and was coming in by himself to recruit these kids.
All right. So talk to me. These rankings here. Now, mysteriously, Alabama's back in the top 4. They were out of the top 4 last week.
There's no mysteriously.
Mysteriously, they're back in the top 4.
There's no mysteriously. There's not a lot of great teams in college football this year.
Okay. Georgia's pretty good, man.
We said it from the beginning. I told y'all from the beginning. I thought Georgia was number 1, but Bama is still Bama, and there's nobody else behind them, or even 2 teams right now that are in front of them that are better than them.
So you're telling me,
right
now, all your heart,
watch out for the maize and blue,
that San Diego State can't beat Alabama.
No, I mean the 2 that are in front of them right now are Cincy and Oklahoma, and you know me, I'm pulling all for Oklahoma, but Oklahoma is not. I don't even think Oklahoma is one of the best 4 teams in college football.
Oklahoma can't stop anybody. They just score more than you.
In the Big Ten, as much as I love that Michigan's undefeated, they're all beating each other up. I don't know that a Big Ten team will finish in the Final Four.
There's some good teams. So what does this say? Football playoff, not just 4 teams. Get to 8 or 16. It's too easy.
Too easy. You want to see it done, huh?
Yes.
Can Oklahoma, Cincinnati, or Georgia run the table?
Oklahoma's got a shot. Cincinnati, I think they'll run through and win their conference, but they play one of those big boys that'll be tough. Obviously, they went up.
Smacked in the face.
Yeah, they beat Notre Dame and whoever it is. I mean, I think once Cincinnati,
but they're all those guys are going to get hit outside of Georgia. Are going to get hit with strength of schedule.
Yeah, right. For sure. Oklahoma might be able to. Watch this young boy, this local former guest is doing some things.
Yeah, I'm praying and hoping he does. It would be an unbelievable story. But
so you're saying Coastal Carolina and Wake Forest don't have the strength of schedule like Alabama and Georgia?
No,
is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm telling you that. But the other part is the team that's only got 1 loss and you can't sleep on them. They could run the table as Notre Dame and they could be back in the 4.
I mean, Ohio State is there. I mean, Penn State.
But Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, they're all getting ready to beat each other up.
Right. All right. I hear you, brother. If someone else does run the table, I know we're talking strength of schedule. Does that leave Bama out of the hunt?
They're already back in the 4. They just don't have to lose.
Right. That's all they got to do. All right. I hear you. Bama's strong. That's been the consistent theme all year. I'd like to see what Georgia's going to do. Now, I'm not as much into college football as you guys are, so someone's going to burn me at the stake when I say this, but Georgia and Alabama, they're in different
they're not playing each other this year. They're not. They're in the different, I think it's the West or the East.
North and South. Okay.
One fun fact of Nick Saban's, what is it? He was at 5, 6 national championships. Okay. I think in only 1, maybe 1 or 2 of them, his team went undefeated. They all had a loss at one point. You can go back to his national championship. I think he had 2 at LSU. They weren't undefeated seasons. So a 1 loss by a field goal or whatever it was to Texas A&M, who's a ridiculous team as well, even though they've got a few losses. This only fuels the fire. They will be right there in the thick of it.
7 national championships. So 3, 09, 2011, 12, 15, 17, and 20. So he's got 7. All right, Krissy, you ready to take this thing? You got the right button this time, Krissy? You got the right button?
I have the right button.
All right, we'll be back after these messages. Next Level Lacrosse. Train like a Spartan. Next Level Lacrosse is dedicated to providing a terrific lacrosse experience that is intensely focused on player development and character formation. Players at all levels will improve significantly through professional coaching and carefully designed training programs. We stress proper technique and a tireless work ethic. From beginning programs to rec leagues, travel clubs to summer programs, we develop the young and experienced athletes alike. Next Level Lacrosse has a rich tradition of running the best middle and high school lacrosse leagues in the DMV area. You'll find us at www.nextlevelspartans.com or call 240-497-1460.
We invite your questions, comments, and show ideas. Simply go to www.turnerandoneal.com and click Submit Your Idea.
Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our partners, sponsors, and donors. Our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Our partners, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, the Insurance Alliance Group LLC, and Marquise Evans of Keller Williams Capital Properties. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. And our donors, Winsight Media, and Gene the Barber, now Max Life Barber and Salon.
This segment of Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by...
If you're buying or selling your home, start your journey. Your goals plus our expertise equals success. Welcome to Keller Williams Capital Properties. Let us work with you to find and purchase the home of your dreams. Working with us guarantees you the local knowledge and market information you need. We are local experts with a reputation for excellence. We're here to help guide you through every step of the process with expert advice and representation. For more information, contact Marquise Evans at 301-357-5608 or visit www.yourmyagent.com. Keller Williams Capital Properties and Marquise Evans. www.yourmyagent.com.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to You with Turner and O'Neill.
Welcome back to Turner and O'Neill. This segment's partner is Marquise Evans and Keller Williams Capital Properties. Now let's pick up with the world of sports. The men of October are not disappointing as night after night. It's exciting to watch, and the thrill of the postseason baseball is all that we've expected. Braves Dodgers. Braves were up 2-0. We didn't expect this one, did we?
Did not expect this. And game 3 is going on right now. Real quick, fun fact. I went back to the Saban deal. Okay. 7 national championships. 5 of those seasons, five of those national championships, 1 loss on the record. So just saying, going back to that. Listen, I think that the Dodgers are in a little bit of trouble, and that's not good. Boston, I mean, how many people outside of the Houston area are actually ever again going to root for the Astros after what they did with their
I'm not. I know that.
I mean, I root for my man Dusty Baker, but good for I mean, it pains me to say it, but good for the Braves, Freddie Freeman and those guys it's been a long time down there, and they used to have a lot of success. See what's happened, to see what they can do. Not a huge Dodger fan. Sorry, Coach Turner. I'm still just a national, playing the underdog here. So, but hey, this is the best time of year. You got October baseball heading into the World Series, the championship. You got college basketball starting up soon. College football is getting rocking and rolling. NFL is rocking and rolling. I mean, it's a great time to be enjoying. I mean, the weather's getting for fire pit weather. It's locked in, baby.
Braves are up 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th right now. Baby. Game 3. Coach Turner, what's going on with these Dodgers, brother?
And I getting the bat on the balls.
As simple as that. All right, Astros, Red Sox.
Simple as that.
Red Sox are up 2-1. I don't want to root for the Red Sox, but I'm damn sure I ain't rooting for the Astros. So what are we looking at there, Coach O'Neill?
I think the Red Sox are one of those. Look, last few years, you've seen those teams that play in that wild card game who've got to battle, and they've got to start playing. I mean, literally just to get into the wild card, they're playing playoff baseball a couple weeks in advance. Right. I love the way that those teams come into a wild card game at one and done. They pull it out against their rivals, the Yankees, and then they go in. The best team in what we thought it was the AL East was the Tampa Rays. Take it to them. I think they're kind of unstoppable. And then picking up former or a national for a few months, Kyle Schwarber. I mean, this guy's hitting grand slams. He's having an unbelievable season right now. So Red Sox, dangerous.
Is it time to rethink this one game wild card thing? Should we get a series out of that? We love winner takes all. We love
game sevens, game 5.
We love game 7s. That's the same thing as a game 1, right?
Sure.
But should we do something different here?
I mean, I feel you on that. After 162 games, you would think with a record that got you into that. But again, it used to not even have. It was just the top 4 teams, and boom, you just went at it, right? You didn't add those other.
But we love more baseball, right?
Yeah, it is what it is.
I think, if ever, we see it all the time. If ever there's an argument for realigning or doing something out, like when you have the Giants and the Dodgers, who everyone wants to see, and now you don't get to see the Giants anymore. And I get it, but these guys are winning. What they win, like 388 games this year, and we're not watching them play anymore. I mean, like seriously, that would have been what we wanted to see, but clearly they didn't have the right stuff at the end of the season.
That's right. I mean, that's the way it is. It's hard to win that pennant, man. That's why they celebrate and party so much after each series victory. Right?
I'm looking at the game the other night, and I'm seeing Big Papi. I'm seeing Frank Thomas. I'm seeing A-Rod. I think the MLB, I'm not going to say they adopted like someone just smashed one. Yeah, buddy, they went upper deck on that one. The Red Sox just went upper deck, 2-run home run. They're up 2-1 in the bottom of the first. Like, it's 2-1, and it's the bottom of the first. Like, these guys are knocking this thing. Like, Dusty does not look happy with his mask on. But anyway, I'm not going to say they stole it from the NBA, because the NBA, I think, does a great job of it. But the MLB has done a great job of bringing back the former All-Stars, guys we watched, onto the panel. And I guess for me, I understand football very well. I don't really follow college basketball, football. I understand basketball, I think, very well. Baseball is not a sport that I understand as much as those others, and those guys are bringing it to me in a way that draws me in. So I didn't know if you guys had an opinion on these former players in the panels and the science behind, everything they're doing. They're showing you how the pitch came off the hand. I heard a guy the other day who helped Houston win the game said, I saw the first pitch came off his hand, so I knew what he was. I mean, these guys, there's a mental behind this game.
Beyond. I mean, it's one thing when you kind of hear it on the radio, or you just listen to a guy call balls, it's a ball, it's a strike, foul ball, whatever it is. But you're right. When these guys are explaining, why this cutter's here, why they got to take it away, why they're brushing them off, why they're shifting, or the reasons behind the shifting, or the way the wind's going, and what they're looking for, bringing in this pitcher because he throws a lot of ground ball hitters. It's
right.
It is fun. I mean, and it's more fun when your teams make that. I mean, there's something about playoff baseball when your teams are playing, and the angst that you feel, at least in hockey, it's like over in a second. Or in basketball, you kind of go through it. Watching baseball, and you got that 30-second delay of just waiting on just pretty much one or two big plays throughout watching for 3 or 4 hours.
Right. Coach Turner, what are you thinking? The word I was escaping me was strategy. There's more strategy than one would know behind this game,
No, I think it's great to hear from those former players. I mean, it's certainly the people that we all loved to watch play when they were playing, and then to be able to hear their IQ of the game, and like Casey said, some of the reasons to why they're doing certain things in certain situations. It's a little better than hearing the guy calling balls and strikes.
There you go. Let's switch topics. The WNBA. Did Candace Parker channel her inner LeBron? I mean, she came back home to Chicago, kind of broke my heart because I wanted to see her stay in LA.
I think she channeled her inner MJ.
Wow. Okay. All right. At 16-16, she got her team into the playoffs, beat the Connecticut Sun, the number 1 seed, and then really, I mean, there was one game where they only won by like 5 or 8. The rest of the games were double-digit wins. I mean, they spanked them by like 25 or 30. They spanked them. So, I mean, is Taurasi, is she over the hill now? I mean, we all love her, but I mean, Candace is not young either. She did it.
I think I don't know that the Mercury had the same depth as they did. I think that was a big difference. I don't know that Taurasi's done. But I just don't know that the Mercury had the depth that Chicago has. And Candace, I mean, you see how she reacted after winning and celebrating, and the tears of joy.
Hell, the tears came before the final buzzer, even
before the buzzer. But I'm speaking more to when she had her daughter in her hands,
right?
And it lets you know how much she wanted. She wanted another one, and she wanted another one with being on another team. It was one of those ones to say, I kind of like Tom Brady. I still got this. Don't forget.
Right, I still got it.
Don't forget about me. I'm still here.
Wait a minute. Was this her PSA allow me to reintroduce myself moment?
For sure. Oh, no doubt. I mean, when she was in her prime, I mean, she was the baddest thing in the league.
Right.
And to see her be able to bring this team to a championship and be the anchor, it was fun to watch.
Absolutely. Casey, were you able to catch any? Well, you were out of town, but
I was out of town. But following it and knowing that when you have a season like they did at 16-16, clearly there were some bumps along the road. And to see a team come together and rally around a superstar like Candace and fight through it. We just in the last segment we're talking about this wild card and teams that have to play playoff basketball if you want any chance to get into this dance. And they did that. And then they just said, we're not going to settle for that. We're not going to just get in and be done. No, we're going to go keep winning. You got to win 3 games in those series and move on. So I love it. And I love seeing that a veteran goes in there and gets it done. And look, city of Chicago, love it. They need a little love up there in the Midwest. That city needed a title.
Well, what we're going to get is we're going to get Candace Parker probably taking a few days off, and then I'll see her on NBA TV because she's one of our commentators.
Right.
And I don't mind that at all.
Did you see what they did at the parade?
No.
So I guess Diana Taurasi broke a door in the locker room.
Oh, okay.
And they brought the door to the parade.
Oh, no, I did not see that. Oh, gosh. All right, gentlemen. It's my time to shine, baby. The Kia NBA Tip-Off 2021 is here, and the Bucks are giving it. They are giving Brooklyn the business by like 18 right now. Coach Turner, Coach O'Neal, your teams to beat. Give me 5 teams that you feel like are going to be mixed right up into the top of this thing.
Either side or just?
Either side, yeah.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit a week ago. Brooklyn, Milwaukee, L.A., if like I said, with the Suns, can they low manage CP and keep them healthy? And then I still like those other two, Utah and Denver, the Young Bucks. I like the Young Bucks.
All right.
I would agree. I would agree with those. Obviously, Miami made some moves.
That's the one I left off.
I don't think the Bulls are so bad. Obviously, Philly's a debacle right now, but still talented enough to do things. The Celtics, and looking at hopefully Phoenix can make another run again. We'll see what happens. But I think the NBA is outside a couple of those top tier teams and your Lakers, which is going to be fun as hell to watch. Those 3 dudes playing night in and night out. I think it's pretty even, and I think you'll see an opportunity where it's not one of those teams like last year with Milwaukee breaking through.
Can Milwaukee repeat? And let's assume all is predicated on health, so we can leave that caveat out of it. Does Milwaukee have what it takes to repeat? Can they get past Brooklyn? I mean, they already have, but
I mean, I think because Brooklyn's going through the mess with Kyrie, Milwaukee is probably the favorite in the East right now because they don't have the distractions. So all things equal, both teams stay healthy. Milwaukee probably is the favorite in the East now, and not Brooklyn, because there's that unknown.
So talk to me about this unknown. What is Brooklyn going to do with Kyrie? He doesn't know if he's burning sage, going to parties, or
trade him for Ben Simmons.
Just straight up. Are the contract's equitable? Because I think Simmons is at 150.
Straight up trade.
Just 1 for 1.
Yep.
All right. Coach O'Neal, you going to jump in on the NBA talk?
I mean, look, it's a long season. A lot can happen. A lot of injuries. A lot of things that look, me locally, that I love all my local teams. I'd love to see Washington get into a top 6 or top 5 and make a move, but it's going to be difficult. What's that?
We suck.
You got a new defensive-minded coach, man.
Come on.
This league is built to score buckets, not defend.
Okay.
All the rules that are placed in the NBA are for numbers to be scored.
Well, Coach Tibbs is defensive-minded. He got New York some love.
You want to steak dinner on there over under for the record for the year?
Oh, Wizards ain't gonna win 40.
Okay.
They're not gonna win 40.
You want me to jump in on this bet too?
If y'all want, I don't care.
I'm going Wizards 33 and 49.
What do you think is gonna happen in Philly?
Philly?
Ben Simmons is a mess.
Philly's gonna find a way to get rid of Simmons. I still don't believe he's their problem. Like,
Ben Simmons was a problem today because he refused to go into a game or he refused to go into a drill.
I think they've done him dirty, so I'm not mad at him. Philly's a messed up organization.
Doc didn't do him dirty.
That's what they did you saw what they did with Markelle Fultz. Philly is a messed up organization. They're getting what they deserve.
Doc didn't do him wrong. Why is he being insubordinate to
Doc? I feel bad for Doc because he's one of my favorites, and I wish he wasn't there. He should still be in LA with the Clippers.
Oh, 100%.
But Philly is a messed up organization, and right now they're getting what they deserve.
Well, Ben Simmons he got fined. He hasn't made $1 this year.
It ain't all, but they're blaming it all on him, and it's not all him.
Thank you. I love the byline there. What's wrong with Ben Simmons? But he's got to show up and participate because he's not going to be worth much to someone else if he acts like an ass, right?
But when are we not? When are you supposed to not stand up for yourself? At some point, you gotta stand up for yourself.
You're a $150 million man. You're under contract. Get your ass to practice.
They have already said they don't want him. They're trying to get rid of him. How can you play for somebody who's told you they don't want you? If your mama told you she didn't want you, what would you do?
Mama, why you don't want me, mama? Why you don't want me, mama?
So you would act out.
Nah, but look, you're under contract. There's a collective bargaining.
They don't want him.
That's fine. That's the business of sports, though.
So then put him on the injured list. Just sit him out.
I mean, they're not going to sit out there, $150 million man.
I'm going to go pop some popcorn. I'll be right back. You guys keep going back and forth.
You like this or something?
I do.
Well, it's certainly not going to be Doritos in his house. It's going to be popcorn in Steve's house. We know that.
And those Cheetos that get all the back scratchers.
Oh, the back scratchers. The back scratcher. Look, I got the wrong side. I got Doritos. And just for good measure, I got some Ruffles have ridges too.
Now I would mess with those with some good sour cream.
What? Who you telling? I know, right?
Or my grandmother's homemade bacon dip.
Ooh, Steve, come on now. And I want dinner. I haven't had dinner yet. Come on, Steve. All right. Are the Lakers simply old, or is this an experienced team who can win it all?
Both.
All right. So you think they're old and they can do it?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Look, it all comes down to health.
Yep.
Didn't I just say that was the caveat? I already said that.
We said for the Lakers, it's health. And I go back to what Kurtis, you and I have agreed on for the longest. AD, start off inside.
Back to the basket.
Move your game to the outside somewhere midway through the game.
Yep.
Because you got some bigs now that can take up that time that you got to have down in the block. But start the games off. Smack the teams you're supposed to smack. Do it the right way. Don't let teams that have no business being in games with you.
Listen to this guy.
My brows, bro. I'm with
back
you.
To the basket. Give me some footwork.
Start with your back to the basket. Win games. And then go play at the 4th spot and face up and shoot some threes.
Give me an up and under. Give me a mic.
Just turn around and dunk on Bamas. But give me buckets in the paint. Don't settle for being out top shooting threes.
He said, just turn around and dunk on Bamas.
You were given God's gifts of skills because when you were younger, someone was smart and didn't pigeonhole you to being a post player, and so you can play out there. But for this team to be successful and win, get your butt on the block early.
He said, turn around and dunk on Bamas. I love it. Because you can't teach that height, right?
We keep it in DC. This is Take a TO with Turner O'Neill. We're going to keep it DMV. So Bamas.
Be on notice because Coach Turner thinks that he should turn around and dunk. Krissy's got the quote of the day. You win. All right, can he get some applause or something? Coach O'Neill or Coach Turner gets the quote. You know what? From now on, Krissy, you have to come up with, it could be in the first segment, it could be in the 5th segment, the quote of the day. Once you hear it, you must put it on there. The quote of the day is turn around and dunk.
Dunk on Bamas.
Should we rename this episode? Because right now it's going to be the next most wonderful time of the year. But
well, you got to remember, Kurtis, if you don't remember, my grandfather's show was the Bama Hour with Nat Turner.
I did not remember that. But she said, turn around and dunk on Bamas. Listen, we got to take a break on that one. We're coming right back with a last round of quick sports talk. DJ Krissy, let's dunk on Bamas and let's do it. Building your brand is an important part of your business growth. By advertising with Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill, you'll gain the exposure and brand recognition behind our podcast. From season to season, we retain 92% of our advertisers. With category exclusivity, your business will benefit from our popularity online and during the podcast. Advertising with Turner and O'Neill equals exposure on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and more than 15 listening platforms total. Inquire today and let's partner to build your brand.
At Peace Players, we use the power of sport to unite, educate, and inspire young people to create a more peaceful world. We offer support programming, peace education, and leadership development to those living in communities in conflict. We challenge the hate that is driven by the fear of our differences. We bridge divides between people through the game of basketball, and we develop young leaders who help to change perceptions. Find out more at www.peaceplayers.org. This segment of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by
Insurance Alliance Group manages the gap between damage appraisal estimates from your insurance company and what you are rightfully owed based on your policy. They work on behalf of policyholders with claim assistance and disputes to maximize claims. Insurance Alliance Group serves as professional advisors and trusted advocates. The Insurance Alliance Group handles business and home property loss. Request a free claim review with the property loss professionals. Insurance Alliance Group. Visit us at insurancealliancegroup.com or call 866-574-4773.
portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill.
So you guys see commercials during the breaks and you don't get to see us here. And one of these days there'll be a best of episode and you'll see some highlights and outtakes. But Coach Casey O'Neill left during the break. Did you get your popcorn, Casey?
I did. It's popping now. We're waiting for more.
for more action. All right, I hear you. Look, let's talk. We're doing Mabry Academy. We're getting ready to get into, and you're doing that training. We're getting ready to get into some hoops in the local scene, the WCAC, the ISL, the public school systems, Fairfax, Prince George's, Montgomery County, Frederick, Howard County. Talk to me about the local scene. I know we've got some great football coming up this weekend, but Casey, talk to me about what's going on with you. What kind of athletes are you working with, and what are you seeing out there right now?
So right now, I mean, for me, we're working with some of the best lacrosse players in the area, training, whether they're in 7th grade all the way up through into college. We just had our first group sessions with some of the best attackmen, goalies, defenders last week. We're going to continue to do that. And it's fun to tap in with these young people, not only what they want to be elite on the field with in terms of their skill or where maybe they're lacking, but also between the ears and tapping into the way they think, the way they move, the way they fuel, the way they recover, the way they connect, and then actually using their brains so that they can stay in that green light focus in the fourth quarter while their bodies are tired. It's amazing stuff to slowly but surely teach the kids that. Kids are buying into it. The families are buying into it. They want to come out. They want to be hungry. They want to learn, and they want to be able to actually continue to use their brains while they're training, their brains while they play, and their brains when they're just being good people 24/7. So it's a lot of fun. And for me, I get an opportunity to step back, check the scores, see what's going on. I get to train kids, not just from Gonzaga, where I was for 20 plus years, but kids that are playing at Bullis and kids that are playing from Mater Dei, or kids that are playing at St. John's or Paul VI, wherever they come from, public, private. And it's a pretty cool thing for me to actually start working with other coaches, other club programs that I've never worked with before. Excellent
stuff. Coach Turner, we talked a little gridiron earlier, but is there a clock on your wall counting it down? How are you feeling about what's getting ready to happen? I know our fingers are crossed. We want to make sure we get to it, but each day we look like we're getting closer and closer. So what are we looking like down there in WCAC? Not matchups, but is this going to be, what's your forecast for the conference as a whole?
Basketball wise?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's going to be one of the best years ever.
Okay.
There's something different than people maybe don't know yet. We are split into 2 divisions. Still one conference, but we're based on the last playoff seedings. The odd teams are one side, and so East or West, whatever we want us to be, and the other even is the vice versa. And so you can play your side twice and the other side once. Everyone still makes the playoffs. Still one league for the playoffs. It's not.
How many teams are in WCAC?
We have 11 boys and 10 girls.
Okay.
And so that's a part of why we did it on the boys' side, because there's a lot of games that were being full, playing everybody twice. That's 20 something games or 20 games, and we wanted to still be able to allow for teams to be able to travel, be able to have non-conference games, playing tournaments, exposure events, and so this is what we're going through this year. It's happened in the league before, back in the day when it was in the Metro. They used to have it split where you played one side twice and the other side once.
Well, talk to me. Is that something that coaches vote on, or does the conference come down? How does that happen in off-season meetings?
The powers above all of us made that decision because we went back to a 28-game regular season and wanted to, again, not eliminate those opportunities that these kids have to be seen across the country, which also opens up opportunities for scholarships from different places seeing them play.
Yeah.
You like that format?
I'm with it. I mean, as I said, our league comes down to one weekend, so everyone's still making the playoffs. You still got to win the same amount of games to win our championship. So, and no one's getting eliminated. It's not hurting anyone. I think the only thing that you could lose a little bit is the rivalries. But you do what us and St. John's did. We're on opposite sides this year, so we're only scheduled to play each other once within the league. But we both decided to take one of our non-conference games and have a second game. It won't count on the WCAC standings, but it counts as your overall schedule, and it still gives us a home and away with each other. So there's a way to make those rivalries work.
You don't lose the gate.
We're helping them because we were getting the home. Our game in the league is at Gonzaga, so this helps them for.
I've never called one of your games, and depending on what my friends at St. John's do, I might be calling that game this year.
We'd love to have you.
Well,
just don't do it, Jeff Beckett.
What's that?
Start hyping up some dude on the other team.
I don't know. I call it, but I don't mean calling it for people to view. I'm calling it in the stadium.
No, I understand, but
you sat across from me when you're recruiting.
But he's going to have to. He's going.
No,
to
if we're playing, I won't sit across from you. I'm sitting right next to you.
Right. No. I mean, but in the past, you've seen me call it, so I know you know what I do, and I will never forget. I still got to come back to it. He saw Adam at St. John's one time, and he said to Adam after his game, "Did you have fun? You didn't ask my boy, did they win?" I love that. But so the WCAC is doing some things, creating an opportunity for you to do some non-conference things. And so so you schedule those. You talk to your AD, make sure the funding is there or whatever for you guys to go out of town if that's the way it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'm excited to see you guys play this year. I still say I've never been to a game at Gonzaga.
It's crazy.
And that new center you got down there, which is not so new anymore.
Well,
we can do, Kurtis,
because you're doing all those St. John's games and we play on the same nights. So we come down to our street.
Kurtis, we can do a Buckaroo night where we'll carpool down there together, go to the game, get some popcorn, some hot dogs. We'll see Clarinda. We'll buy a T-shirt or two, and then we can watch it. And guess what? I don't have to stay till 11 to put the chairs away and put the stands back.
Lock it up.
Yeah, I say good win, coach, and you and I head back like a normal person.
Let's do it. It could be a Buckaroo. Dog, we're going to have a Buckaroo night out.
Don't show up in chaps, please.
Oh, boy.
They'll be purple.
It's a Buckaroo night out. We could do that. Maybe even get something to eat.
Yeah, we could FaceTime it live as we're going in.
Nah, coach, you take them over to the Engine or the Dubs for a pregame.
I'll take them up to the Dub, man. I got a good gift card up there. I'll buy you dinner.
There we go. I like what I'm hearing. We got some stuff, but we got to, that sounds fine to me. I'd love to. But do you have any clout at the front door? Or I got to still pay my $8.
I got you. I'll text somebody. Get us on the gate.
I got you. I got a name list at the door. I got you.
Okay, because I've gone to some stadiums and my name is on a list and I don't pay to go into certain places. Like in Hyattsville, I don't know the last time I paid. So I'm just saying.
I mean, if you would show up, you wouldn't have to pay. You just haven't showed up.
Oh, snap. Well, I mean, if Gonzaga would pay me to get behind the mic, I mean, other schools pay me, Steve.
This dude decided he had to retire. He was supposed to set it up.
He was actually, yes. You know what? Good deflection. I like that.
I'm sharp on my toes now.
Buckaroo night out. Where's the badge? Krissy, can we give Krissy some credit? She's
killing it tonight. She is killing it tonight.
She's quick with it. All right, Krissy, I hear you. Oh man, so you guys heard it right here. The Buckaroos are going to go out to a game. What game you want to go to, man? You want to go to PVI? You want to go to DeMatha? What game you want to go to, Casey?
St. John's.
Schedule right here. What night you want?
Oh, they got it. Well, you know what? I like that you have the schedule. Look at that.
St. John's at home is a Tuesday night.
A Tuesday night?
We're on like a Friday.
What night? Let's talk to me about a Tuesday night.
Are we putting this in the schedule already?
Why not? He pulled out the schedule Tuesday. What Tuesday, Steve?
It's in February 1st.
I mean, we gotta wait that long. No, can I get to a December game now?
Come to the DC Classic.
I want them hot dogs. Look, I'm coming to see Clarinda because she got the
Classic,
t-shirts.
DC Classic. You could even get home early. Friday, December 10th. We play at 5 p.m. I don't know who we're playing yet, but it'll be a packed house because it's an event. Four games that day. 3 o'clock, 5, 7, and 9. But we play at 5. That's always guaranteed. Second game of the night. Be a packed house. College coaches all over the place. Writers all over the place.
All right, good, because the Lakers play at 8 o'clock that night, so I can get home by Lakers time.
Reasonable hour. Both of you guys can get home and put babies to bed and watch NBA TV.
All right, I love it. I love it. We're making plans right here on the show. Can Krissy go? Does Krissy have to pay?
No.
All right. Because you know what she'll do. She'll do your scorebook if you need her to. Krissy did scorebook for 20-something years. She got that on lock. Oh. All right. So we got some good stuff to look forward to in the WCAC. And look, I know we're WCAC heavy here. There are other conferences out there. There's some great talent out there.
There are others.
The BCC. BCC men's, we got Sean Tracy up there. He does a fine job up there. The Roosevelt women are always good. Aberdeen women are always good.
Did you know Sean and I are related?
Did you know I coached Sean?
I did know that.
Yeah, I coached Sean Tracy. I didn't know you were related. Tell me how.
His brother and I are god brothers.
Did you know? You don't know a Sean Parler though, do you?
Mm-mm.
I coached him. He's a football kid. But yeah, Sean Tracy, he's my guy. He's my dude. I'm happy. I go see him one game a year.
Claude Green is my god brother.
Claude?
Yep, his brother.
All right. Let's go to our last break. Casey is going to have the final word when we get back. Connect with us socially on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, on YouTube, just search Turner and O'Neill, then subscribe. And of course, you can visit our website at www.turnerandoneill.com.
Become a friend of the program. Friendship contributions start at just $25. Each contribution helps to fuel Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. To find out more or make your contribution, go to www.turnerandoneill.com and click Become a Friend.
The final word is brought to you by Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Call 301-761-2278 or visit raypcruz.com. Ray P. Cruz, mortgages intelligently.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill.
We are back, and it's time to wrap this episode up with some thanks and, of course, our final word. We invite you to become a friend of the program. To do so, go to turnerandoneill.com and click Become a Friend. Our Season 3 friends, I don't think Casey's been a part of this one yet. Thomas Alford, Melissa Alshab, Margie Billings, Adam Cross, Chelsea Cross, Paula Cross, Lynn Johnson, Erica O'Neill, Justin O'Neill. Diane Panasevich is now a friend of the program. Casey, I don't know if you knew that. Sean Park, he's not even paying attention. Look at him. He's like, are you like drafting a picture of what we're going to look like in our Buckaroo outfits when we go to Gonzaga? What are you doing over there? Sean Parker, Amy, Dan, Noah, and Ellie Richard, Kathleen Talbot, Andrea Taronas, and Timothy Whittier. Become a donor, sponsor, or partner by visiting turnerandoneill.com and clicking Media Kit. Look, I don't want to speak too soon, but this is the halfway point of Season 3. Season 4 comes up, like in May or June or something. So if you want to be an advertiser, look, it's like we have a waiting list here. And we love what we do. We're proud of what we do, but we want you to advertise. We want to expose your business to the thousands of people. Look, I haven't even done the numbers in a while because you guys know I've been busy. We've got to be at 200,000 views and listens and all of that by now. If you want to put your business in front of those people, this is all I can say. What I can say is Gene the barber came to us when he was renting space in another shop. Now the man has his own shop. All right. I'm not saying it's because of us, but he understands the importance of advertising. So guys, if you want to get with us, we have a good system here. We've got great guests. We've got great talent as our hosts. So come with us and advertise with us. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube by simply going to turnerandoneill.com and clicking any of the social media icons. Before we sign off, thanks to our listeners and viewers. This podcast is fueled by you, and we appreciate your support. Thanks to DJ Krissy, our engineer. And you know what? Can we come up with a new title for her? She's the engineer, but she's the quote master, right? I mean, she's got the ticker. We're gonna come up by next week. We have to have a nickname for her. DJ Krissy is our engineer, but she's like the timely ticker girl or something. I don't know what it is, but we got to come with a name for her. But Coach Turner, your final thoughts, sir?
Great episode. Great being back with the crew. I'm with you, Krissy. It doesn't ring like a mental health Monday, but definitely this is my mental health. Always happy to be with you guys and having a little fun, talking a little trash, chatting it up, sports, life, and love. And man, love you guys, and glad to be back. Can't wait to get back in the studio with all four of us at the same time. All right.
I hear it. Krissy, your final thoughts, Miss Ticker Lady.
I'm having fun. Dropping bombs.
So what you're saying is we were holding you back by just asking you to be the engineer.
You were. I'm the comic relief.
She's the comic. We'll take it because you're 1 for 1 so far, young lady. You are 1 for 1. All right, but I'm sorry. Your final thoughts.
Fun episode. I've enjoyed the ticker. It is my new thing.
All right.
I'm taking it over.
All right. Well, it's in your hands, young lady. One thing I failed to mention is that I got some great news. We have some clients turned friends, and my good buddy Robert White last week launched his campaign and is now running for DC mayor. And I couldn't be happier about that. I did his wedding 8 or 9 years ago at the Corcoran Gallery of Art, him and Christy, a great guy. He's the first wedding where he had a cigar bar where they were like hand rolling cigars or something, I think, right at his wedding at the Corcoran Gallery of Art. Eleanor Holmes Norton was there because he had been her attorney for quite some time. He ran for an at-large seat and got it. And he lost the first time, but he's got 2 or 3 terms in a row now. He is running for mayor. And even though I'm not a DC resident, I donated to his campaign. Can't wait to see what he's going to do. He's such a DC guy that his daughters are named after streets in DC. One is, I think it's Madison and McKinley. Like, he is all about DC. So
wow.
You do it, Robert White, and hopefully you can be what the city needs. Casey, we now turn the show over to you, sir.
So the quote, I asked my beautiful, strong, smart wife what some of her favorite quotes were. She shared with me, and we talked about some incredible women in the sports world tonight. So I think it's very fitting with this quote. And the ticker lady extraordinaire, our DJ Krissy, who makes us look and sound good. It's a quick quote. Most people fear the fire. Most women simply become it.
Mm. No comb overs here, y'all. DJ Krissy, pull the plug.
Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our advertisers, our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage, our partners, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, Insurance Alliance Group LLC, Marquise Evans of Keller Williams Capital Properties, our sponsors, O'Neill Development LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. And our donors, Winsight Media and Gene the Barber, now Max Life Barber and Salon. Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Krissy. All material is the exclusive property of the podcast and may not be copied, rebroadcast, or used in any way without the written consent of the podcast. The views, ideas, and commentary of podcast guests are solely their own and not necessarily endorsed by the podcast. You may submit questions, podcast ideas, and commentary to turneroneillpodcast@gmail.com. No compensation is offered for submitted material. Should we choose to use your idea, comment, or question, you agree to your likeness, social media identity, and or information being used on the podcast. Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is recorded weekly and distributed via Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and more than 15 podcast platforms in total. You can also view Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill weekly on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest episode drops. Some portions of the podcast may be pre-recorded. Join us socially on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, and on YouTube. Search Turner and O'Neill and subscribe. Our website is www.turnerando'neill.com. Advertising opportunities are available.